Hey there, guys. How you doing? Me? Well, not so great. I got a cold. It worked its way through all the kids last week, and now it's hit me. And hopefully, it stops with me and doesn't go on to wifey dearest and buddy. So, it'd be nice for all of us to be healthy at the same time for a change. I don't know how much I'm going to actually do today, but I did want to really quickly share that the script for episode 6 of What Are Christians is done. I finished it on the 7th. Really? And today's the 14th. Wow. I was sitting on that a lot last week. Anyway, yeah, it's writing is done. So, yay. I was planning on getting things ready to start filming this week, but we'll see how much this delays that. And of course, it never fails. I found on one of the voice acting groups I'm on, someone was offering this accent intensive class if we're doing different accents. It's like, I really need to do that. So, never fails. I start thinking about doing some kind of voiceover stuff, and my sinuses and throat go, no, don't do it.
4 to 6 days later.
I made it. I'm still alive.
Still alive!
Oh man, that cold was not fun. I've been a zombie for most of the week. I'm finally better. I'm functional. My nose isn't a faucet. My throat isn't totally hoarse. So yeah, I'm trying to get back to work. Totally not, totally not procrastinating. In all seriousness, the next thing I'm working on doing is making a trailer for What Are Christians. The scripts are all done, so it's time to actually start making stuff again. So I'm browsing on Pond 5 to find a music track that I can use for putting a trailer together. Just shooting for around a minute and a half at most. I want to try to keep this simple. So I did find, I was browsing on my phone, found a track that I liked. I hate buying things off my phone, so I'm kind of old fashioned that way. So now I just got to try to find it again on the computer. So once I have the music track, then I'm going to build the trailer to match that. I have kind of a vague idea of kind of the outline, the pacing I want. But I think it's just going to be easier for me to kind of fine tune it if I start with the music and then build off of that. I spent a good portion of yesterday just browsing YouTube, looking at documentary trailers, getting an idea of the pacing. I was trying to find shorter ones. It was actually really hard. Most of them are your typical movie length trailers, 2.5 minutes long. And I just, for this, because there is a simplicity to the project, I want the trailer to reflect that. While still enticing the viewer to, I want to check this out when it comes out. I know, like, YouTube is trying to reward longer content because it keeps people on the app longer. They get to see more ads. YouTube makes more money. But I also know most attention spans are short, though, especially if you're just scrolling through something like TikTok or Facebook video or whatever. So I prefer to keep things shorter. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. In other news, though, speaking of people watching things, In His Steps broke 1 million views on the Encourage TV YouTube channel. The channel is run by Bridgestone Multimedia Group, which is the distributor that picked up In His Steps. And yeah, we broke 1 million views. I mean, that's crazy thinking that. Yeah, I mean, I did a sappy Instagram post about it just a few, last week or whenever that was. I can't remember now, but still, I just saying it again, saying it out loud. It's, oh man, it's surreal. Just thinking that something that we made all those years ago is still being seen. People are still being impacted by the message, and it's crazy. It's awesome. It's absolutely something that God has done, because honestly, we haven't done much. I haven't advertised it in years, and it's just it's been all God, because indie films don't last this long. This was released by them in 2015, so I mean the fact that it's still getting this kind of traction, I think it's been on their YouTube channel for 2 years, but still, I mean, we're talking years, and it broke 1 million views. Is still yeah. So it's been a weird week.
Several days later.
All right, so I think the trailer is done. I finished it yesterday afternoon. Wifey Dearest gave me a couple notes, and so I'm sitting on it for at least a day today. That way I can look at it again with fresh eyes and see if there's any tweaks that need to be made. What I ended up doing, I couldn't write it out as a script. It would just end up being easier just building off of the music. Basically looking for the good sound bites out of the interviews, trying to figure out what the title cards should say, but really just kind of following the flow of the music and trying to kind of follow that timing. And overall, not having watched it again since last night, I recall feeling pretty pleased with the results. There is one issue that kind of bugs me in the back of my mind. If I don't know if I made some text big enough to be able to be read clearly on various screen sizes, so that'll be one thing I revisit when I look at it. Probably, like I said, I think I may just sit on it all day today, not look at it again until tomorrow, just to make sure I can be as objective as possible with it. In that case, then, that means I will work on, let's do some website updates today. I've been wanting to make some changes, especially to the Standing Sun Productions website, to really emphasize the focus we're trying to put on our more serious projects, like In His Steps, like What Are Christians, kind of removing some of the sillier, like Uncle Bob shorts and stuff. So yeah, I think I'll just play with websites today. It should be fun.